The following is from Jason Offutt, and it's called When Shadow People Attack. And since he brought it up, I can't resist. The first thought that crossed Stephen Painter's 5-year-old mind was that someone had broken into his house in Bury, Great Manchester, England. Around 1986, my mother took me around the local estate to her friend's house, says Painter. I believe she'd been burgled because her kitchen, her entire kitchen, was covered, and I do mean covered, in big black handprints, almost animal-like. Well, he didn't say anything about the obvious black handprints, not until later. I mentioned the incident to my mother, what I saw. She looked at me and said, "Nothing on the wall, Stephen." Now, he didn't know how that could be. The prints were there. His mother's friend said she saw the shadows in the image of the dark faces on the walls. His mother was immune. There was nothing on the wall from her point of view. From that point, dark images have followed Painter. The animal-like prints he saw when he was 5 have now turned into entities. I've seen a big black mess with red eyes always at my door, he said. The Hat Man always in the background, and typical shadow people just like our shadows on a sunny day. These typical shadow people have become so commonplace to Painter, he's given them a nickname. He calls them Joeys. He sees these Joeys mostly in his dreams, and the dreams are violent. Every time after this that I've encountered these beings, I've always been in a sluggish state, able to see my body in bed, he says. I've always been chased. They've blocked my doorways, tried to scratch or make physical contact with me. Doctors have told Painter these dreams are caused by some kind of sleep disorder. These situations are like an out-of-body experience, he says. I see myself in the bed. In fact, at 16, he dreamt he was outside being chased through the garden into the house and onto his bed that started to envelop him. I woke, but I couldn't move. I felt I'd just run the London Marathon. I had a cramp in my left leg. More recently, though, he's been discovering physical marks. I have actually awoke, usually feeling like I've been active all night, muscles tense, aching, even fingers hurting. He said on 2 occasions I've had scratches on my side, my right side, always after an encounter. During his encounters, Joeys are always the ones to approach him. The Hat Man simply stands in the background watching. None of these encounters, however, equal what Painter calls the attack. It was around 3 years ago. I went to bed as normal, got my usual pre-attack buzzing, and I fell asleep, says he. Next thing he knew, he stood at the side of his bed, looking at his body, lying next to his then-girlfriend, his eyes frozen open. I knew instantly what was going on, tried to wake up. I panicked because I never have seen myself like that, and I thought I was dying. Painter's dream turned and saw 3 shadows, entities, if you will, in the room, 2 Joeys and the Hat Man. I'm now confused and scared more than usual. One of the shadow entities lunged at Painter. The other reached out to scratch him. As usual during this dream state, Painter's movements were slow, like he was moving underwater, but Painter, a jiu-jitsu instructor, fought them off. I've never done it before or since, but I went for them, and they put up no resistance. Isn't that interesting and kind of like the story we just heard? He wrestled with the shadow people. Landing enough punches, they retreated behind the Hat Man. I then turned around, and for the first time, I saw a line, a silvery thread, kind of like a tail, if you will. He thought he was crazy. But you know what? His girlfriend saw them as well.